What is up, guys? Fuller here, and today we're gonna play Tryndamere, the Barbarian King. Now, Tryndamere is not a particularly popular champion. In fact, I'm willing to bet that 80% of the players that play League of Legends hate the champion. But I think he's very strong, and he's also very fun. So let's go through his abilities before we say anything else. Battle Fury is his passive. Basically, he gains Fury with every basic attack, similar to Renekton, except the more Fury he has, his crit chance increases. His Q is Bloodlust. He consumes that rage in order to heal himself. The more rage you have, the more you will heal. The W, Mocking Shout, if it basically reduces the AD of champions in the area, and then if their back is turned toward you, they get slowed. E is called Spinning Slash. You spin, you slash. And the ultimate is called Undying Rage, and this is what makes Tryndamere such an annoying champion to many people, is the fact that when you pop his ulti, you will basically become invincible for about 5 seconds, and you can dish out an incredible amount of damage. Now, like I previously said, Tryndamere isn't particularly a very popular champion because he is very good at basically being annoying. He's a great champion at backdooring. He does a lot of damage. When you build crit chance on him, you can just two-shot an AD carry. And on top of that, his ultimate makes him basically invincible, and it just allows him to just destroy anybody in his way. Overall, Tryndamere is probably not one of the most popular champions in the league, but he is probably one of the most. Yeah, I'd say he's one of the strongest AD champions in the game. Um, I'm gonna play him in the jungle, or where he's mostly played. The other place where you see him most is probably top lane. I'm gonna use Mocking Shout. Just who's gonna pop his flash, and one flash down. I'm gonna try to come around, hopefully bait him into going back to lane, but nothing's gonna really come out of it. Now, Tryndamere's passive is all about killing minions, because you also gain Fury when you kill a minion. It's all about killing minions, using basic attacks to build up your Fury, build up your crit chance, and then using your Q to heal whenever possible. Right here, I'm going to pop my Ghost. I'm going to get on Galio, just try to get him. We're going to get on Varus. Nothing, I predict that nothing was going to come out of it, but I just wanted to poke a little bit, and I'm going to get hit by the turret, and I'm going to get sniped. So, good job on Varus for recognizing opportunity and taking advantage of it. Now, usually for Tryndamere, I like to pick on the jungle Smite, obviously, and Ghost, because though Flash is not necessarily a bad summoner, I prefer Ghost in order to really stick to targets, because even if they flash away, I'll be able to catch up and just lifesteal and just crit them and just kill them. Um, Tryndamere excels at killing priority targets. His crit, once you get an infinity edge on Tryndamere, you're basically a monster, and they won't be able to stop you if you use Ghost in your ulti. So as a rule of thumb with Tryndamere, always go for the AD carry. Now, one thing worth mentioning is the fact that your only escape slash gap closure ability is a spinning slash, your E. So a good Tryndamere will be able to recognize when to use that ability, and when to hold on to it, and that will depend. That will basically dictate how well you do. Right here, Yasuo and Zac try to gank and literally outplays them. I pick up the kill on Yasuo. I'm gonna smite one of the blobs, and the tower is gonna give me the kill before Nidalee can get it. Now, for Tryndamere, first item, Spirit of the Elder Lizard. After that, you want to go with a mix of attack speed and crit chance. Depending on how the enemy team is built, you might want to go with the Last Whisper if they have a lot of armor. But one of the things worth noting is if the enemy team has a lot of CC, which is basically, as Tryndamere, CC is your biggest enemy. If the enemy team has a lot of CC, you might want to consider building a scimitar, just so you can use the Quicksilver stash ability of the item. because there's nothing worse than popping your ulti and then have them like have a Veigar stun you or a Sion stun you, and you just waste time and then get killed immediately afterward. Now, Tryndamere mechanically is not particularly difficult. He's basically like how to play Tryndamere, right click, and that's how you play Tryndamere. But it is worth noting that it's important that you use the abilities properly. You gotta wait for the right moment to heal. If you're going in, if you're going all in, save the heal for when you come out of your ulti, because usually when they're attacking you and you pop your ulti, basically your entire life health, I mean your entire health life, your entire health will go down. I don't know what I was trying to say. Your entire health will be down because you will get focused as a result. So as soon as you come out of ulti, you might want to heal. It will prevent the enemy team from killing you sometimes, and more importantly, it will prevent a humiliating death by minions. Spinning Slash should always be saved for either initiating on a target or escaping. Because one thing worth mentioning is every time you crit, the cooldown for Spinning Slash gets reduced by 1 second. So you can during a big team fight, you could probably use Spinning Slash to close the gap between you and an AD carry, a priority target. And by the time the team fight is over, Spinning Slash should be up, and you should use it to escape. Tryndamere is sort of that champion that goes in, kills, and then gets out. Now, right here, they're sieging mid lane, and we're going to try to outplay them. We got Twitch coming, and we got Thresh. Unfortunately, our Twitch is basically going to get blown up. I'm going to stick to Yasuo, then I'm going to focus targets. I'm going to use Spinning Slash for the damage, and then I'm going to have to back off. Now, right here, me and Varys are basically on a bit of a stalemate. He can kill me. He can probably kill me easily. But I'm going to try to outplay him with Nidalee. I'm going to slow him, bait him in. Nidalee is sort of going to have some time to go back in. And I'm just going to come back, deal a couple of basic attacks, and we're basically going to outplay the poor guy. Now, for Tryndamere, his build basically never changes, except for Scimitar and Last Whisper. You always want to get Berserker's Greaves, a Phantom Dancer or two, depending on how the enemy team is building. Infinity Edge, essential item. Static Shiv if you want to. It's not really, I don't consider it an essential item in Tryndamere. Some people do. I personally don't. And Bloodthirster or Blade of the Ruined King, again, depending on how well you're doing. Personally, I prefer Blade of the Ruined King, just because the slow factor influences a lot. I'm going to go ahead and steal Dragon. Just because using the slow on a priority target might help you. Now, right here, I thought I escaped, but I'm going to get hit by the Galio Tornado. In hindsight, I should have probably fought that, tried to take somebody down with me, because in the end, they all get pretty low, and I believe Nidalee cleans them all out. But, hindsight is only 20. So, yeah, basically with Tryndamere, that's what you want to, depending on how you want to build or how you play. Personally, I prefer Blade of the Ruined King over Bloodthirster. But that's mostly because in case they flash or in case they have some sort of speed up ability like a Sivir ultimate, you can use Blade of the Ruined King to slow them and really stick to the target. Your two biggest enemies as Tryndamere are basically CC and when they have the ability to get away from you, because your range is melee, and if you get poked down by an AD carry like Graves, who can use his E to dash away, and you don't manage your E properly, he'll probably be able to kill you. Right here, me and Thresh are gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pick up 2 kills. I'm gonna smite one of the blobs, and we're gonna keep pushing. Now I just said I remember I just said that Spirit of the Other Lizard is good on Tryndamere. Personally, I prefer the sort of those items, Spirit of the Elder Lizard over Feral Flare. However, it is worth noting, and I actually do pick up this item in the game, that Feral Flare is an incredibly good item on Tryndamere. And in fact, if you pick up Feral Flare, the way I do it is, if I pick up Spirit of the Elder Lizard, I'm gonna need the attack speed, so I pick up Blade of the Ruined King, and if you pick up Feral Flare, you can actually afford to get a Bloodthirster, which will give you a lot of damage and a lot of sustain. Right here, we're going to try to catch Sack. Sack's going to use that stupid E that launches him 3 miles away. But yeah, Tryndamere is one of those few champions that you can build him a certain amount of ways. Right here, I see Varus wants blue. Now, I don't need blue, but I don't want him to have it, so fuck you, Varus. And we're going to start pushing. Now, like I previously said, the thing that makes Tryndamere so annoying is the fact that him as a champion, his ultimate lets him get away with a lot of stuff. Backdooring is one of those things. I mean, he can just basically tank a tower and then use his E to get away. And if you have a ghost like I do in this game, you just become uncatchable. So, having that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Reputation has led to many people hating Tryndamere and calling him Tryndaqueer and this and that. However, I do believe that Tryndamere is not necessarily a bad champion. Many people hate him because he's not very complex mechanically and he deals tons of damage and he's very annoying. But he's actually very strong. As you can see here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pick up 1 kill. I'm going to wait for the team to sort of disengage. I'm going to basically pick up a kill on Sack while trying to get away. And I can pretty much fight Galio, but I don't want to get into a fight with Varus because I don't have my ulti. So as long as you have your ulti, you're pretty much unstoppable. But in the meantime, you always want to, manage your abilities properly. Make sure you fight when your ulti is up, and just sort of be a nuisance to the enemy team. You want them to basically waste cooldowns on you. So as a result, you always want to pop your ulti when you have low HP. Think of it as sort of a more refined version, in my opinion at least, of Kale's ulti, where they can waste cooldowns on you and you can still get away and you can heal everything back. And once you develop enough lifesteal, you can actually really become a very, very annoying part of the, the enemy team. Right here, a clutch-ass Lantern is going to get me out of there. Unfortunately, we're going to lose Thresh, I believe. But the dude is a hero. Now, things are, I wouldn't say they're catching up, but they're certainly pushing us a bit. And they're making a couple mistakes here and there, so we're going to end up, we're going to come out on top at the end of that fight. Right now, as you can see, my build, Infinity Edge, crit and damage, Blade of the Ruined King, attack speed and lifesteal, Pharaoh Flare, attack speed, and then 2 more attack speed items. So I'm pretty much set for attack speed. I don't really need any more attack speed. However, I like to get 2 Phantom Dancers because why not? I'm Tryndamere. But in any other situation, an item like Scimitar would be very useful. It would help me deal with Galio's ulti and Varus' ulti. And right here, Galio is not going to last very long. Varus is just going to get dropped by Quinn, and we're just going to be able to push. Considering the fact that Tryndamere is a very strong AD champion, if you want to counter him, it is worth noting that Thornmail is probably a very good item to deal with this. It will basically make Tryndamere kill himself. So stacking up on Thornmail and health will help you deal with Tryndamere efficiently. Other than that, just make sure that you always fight Tryndamere when his ulti is down. The cooldown on the ulti is not particularly long. It's about 50 seconds, give or take. But if you try to fight him before that, you're just not going to be successful. Here's the case in point. I'm going to pump my ulti. I'm going to kill Varus. And before Pantheon has a chance to do anything, I'm going to crit him like 3 times and he's going to die. I'm going to unfortunately die, but I get a double kill out of it. So always try to pick your fights. If you have a bursty mage, sort of like a LeBlanc or somebody like that who can really force Tryndamere to pop his ulti, do it. Just having that ulti down can ensure a victory. If you force the team fight after that, Tryndamere won't be able to do much. He might be able to dish some damage during the team fight, but he won't be this unkillable machine that's just critting everybody. Right here, we're going to find the enemy team. I'm going to get 1 kill on Njasuo. I'm going to stick to Galio. I'm going to get the kill on Galio. And poor Pantheon, Nidalee is unfortunately going to take my triple kill, but it's whatever. But Sack is probably the tankiest member in either team, and Sack doesn't even stand a chance. And poor Varus, I'm going to pop my ulti yet again, and I'm just going to get basically 4 kills. I'm going to start tanking the turret because I'm feeling like YOLO. I'm going to die like an idiot, and this is basically what dictates the end of the game. That's basically how you play Tryndamere. Just remember to always right click. I know that's a lot to take in, but just right click.